Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Sellafield, about what we do and how we do it. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the changes that we've made that I'm really proud of, that I think have been really effective. And then I'll talk to you about some of the things we're going to do and some of the things we're going to buy, and probably more importantly, how we're going to buy them. We're not going to cover off everything in the procurement plan. It's quite an extensive document, but you can get access to it whenever you like. So first of all, a little bit about Sellafield. We're a large and complex site. We have about 11,500 people on site, plus about 5,000 contractors. And essentially, we buy three things. We buy construction of all shapes and sizes, from £800 million projects down to small, £2 or £3 million projects. There's 32 projects in construction at Sellafield, over £50 million. So that's the kind of scale of the construction that we do. It is a large construction build in anybody's measure. We buy engineering products and services across a wide range of things, supporting our nuclear mission, our retrievals mission, lots of engineering spend in high-tech engineering and low-tech engineering to support what we do. And then because Sellafield is so big, we buy a whole range of professional services, business services, laundry, compressed gas, all the things you'd expect you need to run a large industrial site, much the same as any other large industrial site. So simply put, that's what we buy. We spend £1.2 billion a year with the supply chain, which works out about £100 million a month every month. So that's what we do. I wanted to talk to you about what we've done since last time I was here. I wasn't here last year. I had to go off and do something else. But I did announce some of our intentions when I was here 2 years ago, and Alan followed up on those last year. We set out to put some real game changers into Sellafield, and I'm really pleased, as I said, that some of these are really now with us. So I like to announce stuff that I know is going to be done and will be done, and many of these things are done or nearly done. We said we'll launch a new way of looking at major capital works at Sellafield. We've launched our PPP, and we're in the process of going through the final stages of PPP. It's a large, long-term capital build programme. There are some bidders in the room, PPP bidders in the room. I saw them coming in, and clearly I wouldn't speak about where we are in that process anyway. But there are a couple of things I wanted to share with you. 60% of the money in PPP will go directly back out to the supply chain. So of the £4.5 billion capital build that we've got currently as our plan, that's £2.7 billion of that straight back out to the supply chain. It is not a vehicle where large contractors come in and do all the work. We planned for it to be a vehicle where lots of suppliers can do great work at Sellafield. So there's £2.7 billion that's going to be flowing out, and we're going to be doing that through something called trade packs. Trade packs are going to be designed to allow small, medium and large companies to come in and deliver those works under the PPP umbrella for Sellafield, creating a really vibrant supply chain. So that's how we're going to deliver PPP. For our rest of our frameworks, we've aligned them to value streams now, and we've moved 80%, more than 80% of that, to a target cost arrangement, something I said I wanted to do, and is something now in place. I think actually it's over 90% that's now on a target cost arrangement with profit for performance, which is another one of our ambitions that we wanted to do. We've simplified our procurement processes as much as we can. I still think there's some work to do there, but they've got a lot better. We ask less questions, and we really focus on why we're asking questions and the quality of what we're doing, rather than just asking lots of stuff to many suppliers all at the same time. And we've got a much more equitable set of terms and conditions. I'm not a fan of damages, I'm not a fan of great risk transfer, and I'm not a fan of large organisations taking small organisations' intellectual property. Most of those we've addressed in our contractual terms. There's still a wash through from some of our old contracts, and somebody asked me about that today. Of course, the old contracts will be in place, and as they expire, we'll replace them with new ones, but we've got no intention of going back to any of those kind of terms that we had in the past. So what's our contracting strategy, and how has it evolved? First of all, why is it so important to have a contracting strategy? It's important for me because the way that we contract with our supply base lays the foundation for everything that follows on. So delivery that will be with us for many, many years to come, 3 years in the future, 5 years in the future, even 10, 12 years in the future. Often you can track back if there's issues or problems to the way that we, as a client, contracted with the supply chain in the first place. And we create things that are like an injury. It kind of sometimes goes away, but it's kind of a niggle that you always have there if you've done the wrong contracting strategy. We have to make sure we take care and get it right. As a client now, we are looking at how we can get the accreditation to ISO 44001. So we lead the way as well as asking other people to do that. Profit for performance is a key tenet of most of the things we do now. In some of the arrangements, that's a more complex arrangement about how profit works over a long-term aligned incentives model. In other arrangements, it's much more simple. If we hit cost and schedule, there's rewards for profit in doing so. But profit for performance is a feature of most of the contracts that we let at the minute. We want to make sure that we get the right flow downs to our suppliers and not over ambiguous flow downs or over onerous flow downs to our suppliers. And we want to introduce benefit sharing. We've done a lot of work on how we can do benefit sharing. And indeed, we've introduced some of that to some of our newer contracts now. It's really important we get competitive pricing. So all of that sounds like we want collaboration with the supply chain, and we do, but not at the expense of value for money. The right price and the right value must be achieved. It's taxpayers' money, and every pound matters. If we waste a pound with any of our suppliers or internally, that's a pound we can't spend doing something else. So value for money and focus on cost is still, a big factor about what we do and how we do it. We want to build an inclusive, connected supply chain that work alongside Tier 2s. So we spend a lot of time with our Tier 2 supply chain, and we want them to work in the same style as us and to pass on similar contracts. We don't want us to be collaborative with our Tier 2 supply chain and then have a different relationship with the supply chain that sits below that. And in fact, in some of our newer contracts, we reinforce that by saying how they should work with the supply chain. And in fairness to the Tier 2s, they're responding really well to that challenge. So looking forward to 2019 and beyond, we've got some big ticket procurements, as we call them here. Some of you may be aware of them, but I'll talk about a few of them now. We have FM, which is launching soon. We're looking with our FM contracts to engage other suppliers and not just the main supplier with that. So if that's something you're interested in, then I'll take a look at that in the coming months. Information services, IT services will be coming out next year. And it's a new way of procuring IT with a different kind of approach to market. I've been asked about that today while I was manning the Sellafield stand. And it's quite an interesting development. So if that's the sector you're interested in, please follow us and make sure that you see where we're going on that one. Manufactured products is coming out also next year. It's a different way of buying our engineered products that we have on site. Our runners, our repeaters, and some of our specialist products are going to be split largely into those 3 lots. And we will be going out to market looking for a range of suppliers who can bring their best work to Sellafield for that range of engineered manufactured products, a lot of stainless steel, a lot of other materials going in there, a lot of welding and fabrication, machining, that type of work. 3 metre cube boxes will also be coming out in 2019. We need to buy about 16,000 3 metre cube boxes, large stainless steel boxes, high containment, standard materials for putting our nuclear waste in from our retrievals program. That's a program that will run out for 25 years. So a real unique UK opportunity to create a supply chain in the UK and even beyond the UK that can last us for a very long time. You don't get many opportunities like that in your career to build something that you can really build in value engineering and work out how that can work for a very long time. But it is something that we want to do. We want to build the very best supply chain for 3 metre cube boxes. We'll have our next generation of OBC, that's outcome-based contracting. So one of the features that we've got is that most of our contracts are now outcome-based, and we say what we're looking for rather than how to do it. We've launched one of those on one of our buildings at the minute to take down the building. And we've got a whole range of those that we want to launch following on from that pilot, which has been really successful. And we also are going to be launching a collaboration of JVs, joint ventures in various different ways, not just JVs, but different models of engaging the supply chain to come and work alongside Sellafield to deliver things on site and in business services as well. So lots of opportunity there in terms of JV collaboration. On smaller business, so it's not just the large things I wanted to mention today. We have, just in November, we have tools and engineering coming out. We have HEPA filters, we have glove box consumables and vehicles consumables for smaller procurements. And we also have some more of the engineering supplies coming out into electrical products that will be coming out in December. So please keep your eye out for all the opportunities coming out of Sellafield. There's literally 10 or 15 opportunities coming out in the next couple of months. So lots of great work if you want to participate. So how to do that, how to engage with Sellafield. Clearly, you can engage directly with Sellafield. We're open for you to do that, and I very much encourage you to talk to us. We have a stand right in the far corner of the hall, and we've got some people there who can direct you. We answer all of our queries within 3 days. That could be a bit of a challenge after today's event, but we'll do our best, and so far we've held our 3-day response time. To be fair and to be honest with you, that 3-day response time is sometimes we've sent this to the engineering team or the construction team, and then we're going to get back to you within a week or two. But all the inquiries we get from suppliers are followed up, and it's something we've got much better at doing than we did in the past. We've got our procurement plan, which has got all of those procurements listed. We've got CTM, which we issue them on, and Contracts Finder that we issue them on. The easiest way to do it for me personally, if I were you, would be to follow the Sellafield Business Twitter account. And everything that we do, all the contract opportunities, all the bidder engagement days are issued on the Sellafield Business Twitter account. So for me, it's a very quick and easy way, rather than having to go into a system and search for them. They come to you. We've launched Link. So the previous presentation was from Doon Ray, and Doon Ray invented Link. And I'm really pleased to say that we took Link from them, and we've developed Link to suit Sellafield, but it is entirely to the credit of Doon Ray that they came up with Link. And it's a fantastic way of engaging on problems that we issue. We issue a problem statement, and we turn it around very quickly, and then award a contract based on that very quickly. So typically, they're 2 to 4 pages in terms of the problem statement. The bidding on them is really quick and easy, and then we select and award the business really quick. We've done 6 of those so far, and we've exceeded our plan for what we wanted to do on Link. So I'm really happy with the way Link's going, and I'm really happy that we can share across the NDA estate and use each other's systems and opportunities for the benefit of everybody. Working with our Tier 2 is still a big opportunity. Our Tier 2 suppliers get a lot of the spend from Sellafield, and they will then cascade that spend down. And we're encouraging and actually helping our Tier 2s to do that in the same way, advertise all the opportunities in the same way as we do at Sellafield. Some of our Tier 2s are even now using Link as well with DDP. So it will be the same way of accessing it as if you're working with Sellafield. We do trade missions out to see the supply chain, and we run events that you're more than welcome to come and attend and hear what we're doing. We try to make our events more topic-based these days rather than just a general event. I've been sitting in the seats where you've been sitting, and sometimes a general presentation is not so much interest if you've heard it 2 or 3 times. If it's a topic-based like construction, like engineering goods, like value streams, that's the way that we're going now to try and make it more value for members of the supply chain to come and hear what we're doing. And all of that is, of course, captured on the How to Do Business section of our website. Lastly for me, and I just wanted to really sum up where Sellafield's going and what we're doing. You've probably seen some of the press about Sellafield. We've had some Public Accounts Committee press over the last couple of days. And I'm not going to comment on that, but what I am going to comment on is what is going on at Sellafield. And Sellafield is extremely successful. We've never done more work than we've done in the last couple of years. The site is exceptionally busy. Our decommissioning programs, our retrievals programs across the piece are all going very well. Most of our capital build programs are going very, very well indeed. Some of them have got some issues, and we're working to resolve those issues. But if you looked at the picture across Sellafield, an exec and as a board member, I would definitely take where we are and the progress we're making across the Sellafield site. I'm absolutely delighted about what we've done. What I wanted to say to you today is we've not done that by ourselves. All of our work, and I mean all of it, is in some way delivered by our supply chain or with our supply chain. You stand by us as we deliver our work, and a big part of what we do and how we achieve our success. So you are part of that success, and if you've worked with us already, then I want to thank you for the work you've done and for that success that we've achieved for the site and the way that the site is going. You're definitely part of that success, and I want you to feel that. Going forward, we can be mutually successful. So the way that we're contracting and the way that we want to reward suppliers, and I'm quite happy to pay a decent profit for decent work for all of our supply chain, and I'm sure you're pleased to hear that. I want all of our supply chain to enjoy working at Sellafield, feel like it's a mutual success, get some buzz about it, wanting to come back to do more work, feeling that we're more open and accessible. I hope we are. It's not always easy, but we're trying our best. That was all I really wanted to say to you this afternoon. I know it's the end of the day and I'm the last presenter, so thank you for hanging around. Thank you for listening to me this afternoon, and thank you for attending today's event. Cheers. See you soon.